So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we are going to solve the problem of spiral matrix. So let's start. So what is meant by spiral? The meaning of spiral is like this pattern. So we have to print the elements of the matrix in this format. So we need the output of this spiral format. So first it starts from 1, then 2, 3, 4, then 8, 12, 16, 15, then 14, then 13, 9, 5, then 6, 7, 11 and 10. So we have to print the elements in the matrix in spiral format. So let's think about the approach. We have observed while uh, seeing the spiral matrix output, we have to first print the outermost part of the matrix. Then we will go to inner part. So let's take an example of big matrix. So suppose this is the matrix and we have to print the elements of this matrix in spiral format. So first we will print the outermost part of the matrix. After printing the outermost part of the matrix, then we will print the inner part like this part, and then we will print this part of the matrix. So this is the way to print the elements of the matrix in spiral format. Okay, some kind of this format we have to print the elements. So direction will be this way. Okay, so in this format the elements will be printed. So in this, if we cover one loop, then here two columns are covered and two rows are covered. So two columns and two rows are covered. If we run a loop, outermost loop or the innermost loop, if we run this loop also, this column and this column is two columns and two rows, this row and this row is covered. After completing one loop, our work gets half. So approximately we have to run our loop in n by 2. So after each iteration the work gets half. So approximately we have to run n by 2 iterations. Okay, I have created the matrix again. To track the borders of the matrix we can use variables. So the variables will be start row, ending row, starting column and ending column. So we can use this 4 variables to track our matrix border. We have have to track the outermost boundary of the matrix. So this we have to track. So for this outermost border, our starting row will be 0, ending row is equal to 3 because this is the row. Then starting column will be 0 and ending column will be 3. So this is the n minus 1 and this is m minus 1. So in first iteration, our starting row will be 0, ending row will be 3, starting column will be 0 and ending column will be 3. This is n minus 1 and this is m minus 1. Next, we have to track inner borders. So this border we have to track. For this border, the starting row will be 1, ending row will be 2. Then our starting column, this column will be 1 and ending column will be 2. The starting row of inner loop starts from 1 and ends at 2. Then starting column starts from 1 and ends at 2. Okay, so we can write here at second iteration, starting row starts from 1 and ends at 2. Then our starting column starts from 1 and ends at 2. After that, for third iteration there is no element, so we can stop here. So we can observe that, so after completing the outer boundary, it goes to inner boundary. For inner boundary, the elements are obviously less and we have to decrease the size of the matrix. Okay, after completing the um, outermost boundary, the starting row increases, then our ending row decreases. Again, our starting column increases and our ending column decreases. So we have to shrink our matrix in this pattern. So we will run a while loop here and we will give some conditions here, and in that we will first print the top of the matrix, means this part we have to print first. Then secondly we have to print the right part of the matrix, means this part we have to print. Then thirdly we have to print the bottom part of the matrix, means this part. And fourth, we have to print the left side of the matrix, means this part. After printing all the parts of our matrix, then we have to update our variables. So after updating the variables, the size of the boundary gets decreased. So like this we can print our spinal form. So here I have created a class called demo1, and in that I have created a main method. Now I'm creating an 2D array here. So I have created a 2D array here. Let's create a function public static return type will be void and print spiral, and in that we will pass our 2D array. Now let's create 4 variables to track our boundaries. So first we will create top, and it will initialize with 0. Then bottom, it will initialize with array of length -1. So I'm taking left, and it will initialize with 0. Then taking right, and it will initialize with array of 0 dot length -1. So this is the starting row, then this is the ending row, and this is the starting column, and this is the ending column. So I've just taken the name as top, bottom, left, and right. Now we will run a while loop, and in this we will give the condition top should less than or equal to bottom, and that left should less than or equal to right. We will run a for loop here for int I is equal to left, and I should less than equal to right, and I gets updated. Now here we will print our array of top of I. So from this loop we have printed our topmost elements of our array. So this is for top. After printing the topmost element, we have to update our top. So we have to increment our top variable. Then we will run a loop for right part. So we have to print the elements of right. So for that we have to run loop for int I is equal to, and I should less than or equal to bottom, and I gets updated, and here we have to print array of I and right. Okay, this loop will print our rightmost boundary of our 2D array. Printing, we have to update our right. So we have to decrease our right side. Then we have to print our bottom boundary of our 2D array. Give condition here. If bottom is less than or equal to bottom, so if this is not has been crossed, if top is less than bottom, then we will run loop for the bottom for int I is equal to right, and I should greater than or equal to left, and we have to do I minus minus here. So it will print the elements in that format, and then we have to print here bottom and I. So this we will get our bottom elements of our matrix. After printing the bottom elements, we have to decrease our variable. Then we will print our left side of our boundary. So for that, the left side should greater than or equal to right side. There only we have to print the elements. Then we have to run loop here for int I is equal to bottom, and I should greater than or equal to top, and I gets decreased. And here we have to print I and left. And after printing the elements of left side, we have to update our left. So left side will get increased. Okay. So this way we will print our spiral format. So, so I've created a function for printing the elements in spiral format. So let's call the function from the main method. So print spiral, run the code and see what will be the output. Okay. The output that we have get, that is in spiral format. So this way we can solve the problem of spiral matrix. So thank you for watching this video.